Hey everyone. So, as many of you I'm sure know, especially if you clicked on this video, uh, Generation 6 of My Little Pony Forever Friendship was announced last week at San Diego Comic Con. And to say that I'm excited for this series would be an understatement. Now, in this video, I just wanted to talk about certain things that I'm excited about for this series and a little bit of some controversies that are going around surrounding the series because I know it's kind of 50-50 on either I'm excited for the series or this series looks terrible. So so yeah, getting right into it. I'm super excited for this series because of the fact that it's like a reboot, quote unquote, of Generation 4, which oops, I kicked my stool. There we go. Which I know that a lot of people are upset about, and in some ways I understand why. But from my perspective, at least, I came into the franchise very late for G4 and G5, so I missed out on like all all of the hype for both generations, especially G4, and I kind of felt like I missed out a lot. So now I get to be a part of the hype surrounding the G4 characters again. So that's part of why. And it's also like G5 did not do very well. And even though I personally liked the movie, the series were kind of meh at best. I watched a couple of episodes of each and I just couldn't get through it. Also, making so much stuff exclusive to Netflix, I don't think was a very good idea. But but yeah, and then so since G5 failed miserably, uh, My Little Pony's kind of just been extinct almost. It seems like, especially like in stores and on TV and all that stuff. Like it's just you don't see much of it at all. When just 10 or so years ago, it was huge. Like it was one of the biggest cartoons ever. So it just kind of makes me sad to see that, but what I'm hoping with G6 is that it can put My Little Pony back on the map. And all that is to circle back around to the fact that I think a reboot of G4 was the best decision they could do right now. I understand why people want new characters, and maybe the live action movie will give that. It'll give us new characters, a new story, and I'll be super stoked for that. But as far as a new series go, I think they just needed to go back to what put My Little Pony on the map to begin with, and that was G4. Now, yes, My Little Pony was very popular before then with its cartoons and its toys, but it didn't really captivate a whole audience until G4 came along, because G4 was really what made My Little Pony appeal to everyone of every age and every gender. So yeah, it's just so I feel like a G4 reboot or reusing the G4 characters is the best possible thing that G6 could do right now, because I mean it's just that's what got people in. That's what got a lot of people into this franchise in the first place. Is characters like Twilight, Rainbow Dash, Pinky, Fluttershy, etc., etc. But speaking of the characters, moving on to that, I love the redesigns. First off, I love these redesigns. I love that they almost look more horse-like, but they still look like cartoons. Like they still look like cute cartoons. But I do love that they do look a little more horse-like. And also, the big thing that's turning a lot of people away from this series right now, Applejack and Fluttershy and Rarity, not Fluttershy, Applejack and Rarity, and Spike to some extent too. Listen, for everybody that's acting like they aren't going to be in the series at all, at least for Applejack and Rarity, Spike's that's we don't know how what if he's going to be in it at all yet. But Applejack and Rarity are going to be in the series at the San Diego Comic-Con panel. They said that they would be in the series at some point. They aren't going to be in the series right here at the beginning. but a lot of people online are acting like they aren't going to be in the series at all. And it's just kind of like, I mean, they're going to be there at some point, but it's also, you think, you need to, the generation does need to still be different. It doesn't need to have all the same main characters, even if it is reusing a lot of G4's characters. But, I mean, you think Applejack was in G1, but then I'm pretty sure she wasn't used ever again until G4. And then you think, like, characters like Twilight and Rainbow Dash remained main characters into G4, but, like, Cheerly, she was a main character at one point, and then in G4 she was at best a background pony that had somewhat frequent appearances, but like she wasn't a main character, and she didn't really do much of anything to the overall story of Friendship is Magic. So, I mean, you just think things like this. And Scootaloo, I'm pretty sure, was also a main character at one point too, and she was made younger in G4 and was, I wouldn't say a background pony, but was definitely a side character. So all that's to say is things are going to change. Change is inevitable, especially in television, like cartoons, movies, shows, whatever. Change is going to happen. I mean, look at Mickey, for example. He went from the classic black and white look, and he had the Pac-Man pie eyes, and no gloves. But now he's this iconic character. He has the red shorts, yellow shoes, white gloves, big cartoony eyes, and even, I mean, like, and even the most recent iterations of Mickey with the Mickey Mouse shorts, the Paul Rudish versions, or Rudish, I forget how to pronounce his last name. His version of Mickey is kind of almost goes back to that classic style, but makes it look more modern. So things are going to change all the time. They constantly change. And even though this isn't a Disney series, I think to a lot of the things that Walt Disney said, because he's the pioneer, in my opinion, he is one of the pioneers of cartoons. Because even though he wasn't the first person making cartoons, he revolutionized cartoons. And things that he always said about his parks and about his shows is like, it's gonna keep changing. As long as there's still imagination in the world, it's going to keep changing and adding new things, and sometimes getting rid of old things. So, for Generation 6, what does that entail? I think, I mean, yes, Applejack and Rarity are going to be in the show. One of my closest friends, his favorite character is Applejack. And he's still not mad about this because he knows that they're going to be in the show at some point. But, and like, I mean, my favorite character is Trixie, and we don't have any confirmation that she'll be in the show at all. I'd love if she would be in the show, but, I mean, if she's not, I'm not going to hate the whole series for it. But, yeah, it's just, my word of advice is, because I've seen a lot of people saying that they hope this series fails when we don't even know anything about it yet. What I want to say to all those people is just, give it a try. Give it a shot. Try it out. Because this is what My Little Pony needs right now, is for this series to succeed. Because G5 failed so terribly. And if this series fails like G5 did, I believe that there is a possibility that we could never see My Little Pony stuff again after this. So, because Hasbro really needs to pick up their game with these shows. And so, for all those people who are just wishing for the series to fail, just being a fan of the franchise, don't hope for it to fail. Hope for it to succeed. If it doesn't look like something that's your personal cup of tea or whatever, at least give it a shot. Just watch like maybe the first 2 episodes or something. At least try it out. Don't immediately look at the picture that they sent out and the theme song that they sent out and say, nope, not happening, I'm not watching it, period. Now, at the end of the day, of course, it's all your opinion, and that's great. And if you don't want to watch the show, you don't want to watch the show. That's cool. But I'd say if you're saying that the series is going to fail, I'd say at least give it a try. Okay? That's all I wanted to say. I'll get off my pony soapbox now. But yeah, overall, I'm excited for this series and what's going to come from it. And I love that they made it exclusive to YouTube so that it's accessible to everybody. Because I feel like that's a big thing that made G5 fail so badly, was that the movie and one of the series was exclusive to Netflix. So, which a lot of people don't have, myself included. I don't have Netflix. I had to watch the movie through, like, I think it was Daily Motion or whatever, and the only episodes of Make Your Mark that I saw were the ones that were uploaded to YouTube like months after they came out on Netflix. So, and but yeah, and then even at that, the series, both series of G5 just didn't do very well. So, I think G6 with this is exactly what My Little Pony needs right now. We as the fans need to give it a shot. We need to give it a chance, because we don't know anything about this series right now. We know the cast, or at least some of the cast. We have a screenshot of what the main characters look like, and we have the theme song that's been uploaded to YouTube. That's all we have. So we don't know anything about this show yet. So please give it a chance. From, like, please, Sweet Celestia, give it a chance, because it might, you never know what might happen. I thought G4, for the longest time, was one of the lamest things I had ever seen, until I gave it a chance and I watched it. And guess what? It's one of my favorite cartoons now. It is my favorite cartoon now. So, give it a chance. I can't stress that phrase enough. Give it a chance. Because one chance is all you need to fall in love with something. Because I can speak clearly from that. I gave My Little Pony one chance, and now I'm a super fan. So, thank you guys for watching so much. I will be making more videos on Forever Friendship whenever it comes out. I think it comes out next year. And I might make videos on G4 if you want it. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.